welcome to episode 3 of the Earth Tones Girl podcast. My name is Denise, and I'm coming to you today from my home in Yonkers, New York, where I live with my husband and our 2 children. You can find me on the internet as Earth Tones Girl, usually all one word. I'm most active on Instagram. Of course, there's the YouTube channel, as well as Ravelry. I've already started to put together a Ravelry group, and that will be up and running by the time you see this episode. Yay! Because I am planning my first knit along. How exciting, but I'm going to tell you all about that later. Now, I hope that you can see me okay. It's kind of a gray, it's very gray outside today, so I hope that the lighting is okay and that you can hear me okay. And welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. You have no idea, and of course this episode is all about dun 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 Rhinebeck. I can't wait to show you all of the pictures. I have posted a lot of them on Instagram already, but I think seeing them here as a montage will really drive home the message of how incredible it really was. Friday again was Needles Up, and Saturday Needles Up was in the town of Rhinebeck, and then the actual festival itself was on Saturday, and it was just unbelievable. So one thing that happens to you when you come back from a weekend like this is that sort of hangover bluesy feeling that you get because it's over. And you've been planning and knitting for your Rhinebeck sweaters and getting excited, and everybody's buzzing and talking, and then you get there and you're just in heaven, and you're with your people, and everybody's speaking the same language, and you're just having such an incredible time. And then you come home, and home is wonderful. I love that I'm home, but that buzz is over. It's just like Christmas. You plan, and then it's Christmas Day, and it's presents and family and food, and then all of a sudden it's the 26th, and now what? So that's kind of how I felt this weekend. And again, Rhinebeck was very different for me this year, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I really sort of had a hard time reassimilating. I know that's so dramatic, but it's really true. Also for me, my husband had just come home. He had been gone for 2 weeks. So he came home Friday afternoon, and I was up at Needles Up all day on Friday. So by the time I got home around 6, and literally had to grab some food and then take my daughter to a Halloween party. Mother duties never stop. So we went to a Halloween party at her school, and my husband and I kind of did this. It was just, I said, "Hey, I remember you," and I was back out the door. And by the time I got in, everybody was getting ready for bed then, and he was so tired because he'd flown in, so we didn't really have that much time to catch up, but that's all boring. So yeah, that Rhinebeck day after bluesy thing it's a thing, people, and it's very, very real, and I know a lot of you are out there feeling it. I also know a lot of people have come down with colds. Joanna of Opera Joe on Instagram, and the host of the High Notes podcast, she called it yarn con crud, because when people go to Comic-Con, they usually come down with con crud, and I think it's about the same thing. You're just even though it's outdoors, you are around so many people, and you're in these buildings with hundreds of people shopping, and you're elbow to elbow, and it's amazing, and it's fun, and everyone's having a great time, but we're all sharing the same air. So yeah, people are going to get sick. But I have a little secret formula that I had posted on Instagram, and so, knock on wood, I felt kind of tired. I knocked on the wooden earthquake. So I was very fortunate. I have not come down with anything, but I think it's my brew that helped me. So let's get down to Rhinebeck, and I am going to show you Needles Up right now. So enjoy. Andy, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to meet you. My super sweet test knitter.
Thank you.
So it's a tube, but you turn it inside out, and you put your hands on the inside, and you give it a big twist, and it becomes a hat, just like that. Or a double-sided hat. And Megan designed it! Yay, Megan!
So, speaking of my brew, here is my incredible witch's brew cauldron. Can you see the legs? Oh my god, I love this thing so much. I bought it last year at Papyrus, and of course I've been back to see if I can get another one, and I haven't seen one, but if I see one, I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll give that one away too. We'll see. I'm just gonna take a quick sip. I'm drinking green tea today, but my real witch's brew is 8 ounces of water, 2 teaspoons of Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and then as much honey as you need to guzzle it all down. You will be fine by the next day. Anytime I feel anything coming on and the kids are breathing on me, I'm awesome after. I know a lot of people can't handle the vinegar taste, but it really doesn't bother me at all. So yeah, and even if it did, I would drink it anyway because it really, really works. So I'm gonna just pop this down. So now that was day one, that was Needles Up that you just saw, and that was Friday, and Saturday was day one of Rhinebeck, and like I said before, it was such a different experience for me this year because not only was I attending as a knitter and a fan of many knit celebrities. I did not make that up. I saw that on Instagram. It's someone else's phrase. I don't remember who, but I think it's very fitting. You're wandering around and running into all of these, knitting celebrities, knit celebrities in our world, and you're very starstruck, which I was most of the day. But then a strange thing happened. I went up the hill for the Ravelry meetup, and you'll see that in the next video montage, and also for the podcaster meetup, which was about an hour later, and people recognized me, and I was so humbled, genuinely humbled by that. I couldn't believe it. I was startled when people came up to me and they said, "Oh my god, you're Earth Tones girl," and I thought, it's just me, it's just Denise, what I was just so surprised, and I felt so honored and privileged to be a part of the podcaster meetup as a podcaster. It was amazing. The response from people, I know I've talked about this multiple times, and just bear with me again, the response from people has just been amazing. I actually get a little teary-eyed thinking about it because I'm amazed at how much people are enjoying this podcast, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I am enjoying making it. Just a side note, I actually got a new phone that has new iMovie features, so I'm really, really excited to make some special stuff happen here. Oh, and I meant to say earlier, I apologize for the errors in episode 2. I kept saying, yeah, I'll insert a picture here and I'll insert a picture here, and that didn't happen because I thought I knew how to do it, and when I tried to do it, it didn't work. So I will remedy that this time. There will be pictures. So there won't just be sewing stuff. So back to the podcasters. It was just so incredible to meet so many podcasters, many to see again, because I've seen so many in the past and at Vogue Knitting Live, and then there were so many that I got to meet for the first time, and oh my gosh, it's, you're looking this way, you're looking that way, and there's just so many beautiful faces and beautiful people, and everyone is just laughing. It is just such a day of joy. It's incredible how happy we all make each other. It really, really is. It's wonderful. I had the amazing privilege, pleasure to meet Nathan of the Sockmatician podcast, and that's also his handle on Instagram. He was just the most gracious person, and everybody is so gracious and kind and more than happy to talk to you. I met Nicole, who's Coco Knits, and also the Gentle Knitter. Oh my goodness, she's so sweet, and her voice is so calm and sweet. I could listen to her talk all day long. And there were so many others. And again, you'll see that montage right now. I hope you enjoy it because I had so much fun. Good morning, everybody. It is day 2, and I'm here with Carolyn. Hi. There she is. And we are driving up to Rhinebeck again, and I cannot wait to share the day with you all. Stay tuned. Wasn't that incredible, you guys? I hope that you could feel the joy that was going on in that video, especially for the Ravelry meetup. I mean, that picture was just epic, and you can see the full shot on Ravelry's homepage, so you should go and check that out. And another thing that was happening on Saturday was people were handing out little gifts and little goodies to people. It was just, a lot of the podcasters were giving out little treats and little presents to people. It was just, oh my gosh, it's like they don't give us enough already. It was just in their yarn and in their podcasts and everything. It was just amazing. A couple of things. I got this gorgeous little, this is from, I got this gorgeous stitch. Oh, that's blowing out a little. Can you see that? Little stitch marker. And that was from Amber of Maker's Haven. I just love Amber so much. I love her yarn. I love her videos, her aesthetic, everything. She's actually inspired me to purge a lot of stuff in my house and just make life simpler. I just love how simple things appear. And yeah, okay, I'm going on and on. That's the fangirl gushing right now. And I also got goodies, which I started to eat. These are called rockets, or also known in the US as Smarties, and these came from Nicole, the gentle knitter. Smarties. And oh my gosh, Kit Kats. Oh my goodness, happiness chocolate. Now, these all came from Canada. I grew up with Smarties. I lived in Barbados as a child for a part of my childhood, and Barbados was a British colony at one point, so we didn't have M&Ms as a kid. We had Smarties. Love them. And I'm sorry, my fellow Americans, but I prefer Smarties. They just taste better. There, I've said it. They taste better. Smarties, Rockets, whatever you call them. An apple's an apple. A Smartie is a Smartie. My favorite candy. Actually, I'm not sure which I love more. I love them both. Okay, that was the little candy thing. And I also got this incredible little, look at this little guy. It's a sheep. Look at that. Is that gonna focus? Can you see him? There he is. Isn't he adorable? And this is from Paige, who is Paige the Framer on Instagram. Isn't this adorable? I spend time with Paige many mornings on many mornings on Periscope. We are all part of a very loyal group of followers of Sue Stokes, who is Knit24 on Instagram, and also one of the geniuses behind Needles Up and Legacy Fiber Arts. And yeah, we hang out every morning and we chat together. And that was the other amazing thing, to meet people again that you're interacting with, but to finally meet them in person. I also met Seashore Sharon. I have to say that very slowly or I'll bite my tongue. There's a picture in the montage of the three of us together, and I tried labeling everything so you'd know who was who. It was just okay. How many times have I said that it was just amazing? Okay, I'm gonna try not to say that again. And the other thing, I think this was one of the most touching moments for me. I was at Needles Up on Friday, and a woman came up to me, and begging forgiveness that I don't remember your name, but she gave me this little package with a lottery ticket in it and some candies and things. And there was a message on the back, and it said, "I felt like I won the lottery when I discovered you." Okay. I'm a crier. I'm sorry to do that here, but I'm gonna hoo-hoo. How sweet is that? How sweet is that somebody thinks that, to be thought of that highly by people, even people, especially people you don't even know. I really hope that I can live up to that in this podcast and continue to just make you all happy, because as I've said, I plan on doing this for the long haul. Okay, I'm gonna pause right now. Composure restored. I'm all better now. So yeah, let's continue. So the other big question, did I finish my sweater? No, clearly not. As you can see from the videos, I am wearing my hand-to-hand pullover, and that's by Elizabeth Zimmerman, and I'm going to talk about that in just a bit. And I also wanted to share a little bit of my sweater with you. And here it is. Let's just pull out so you guys can see that. There is my hand-to-hand sweater, which I made many years ago. It is from the Knitting Workshop, of course, by my beloved Elizabeth Zimmerman. And I've marked the page. I still have my swatch tucked in there, and there it is. And as you can see, there's a little message that's in the cuff. Elizabeth says whenever you can that it's really fun to put little phrases, names, dates in your work. And of course, you know, being a devout follower, I did as I was told. So I'll show you that really quick. It's right there. Now, it says earth tones as I come around. Earth tones, girl. That was actually a big moment for me. I'm very, very sorry. Let's pull this back out. I'm actually really proud of that. I love the way that that turned out. I used a Celtic font that I found on the internet. Oh my gosh. I made the sweater, gosh, 10, almost 12 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Yeah, it's so I know the website's gone. I've actually tried to look it up. I'm sorry, that's my son calling me in the background. I have tried to find it since then and it is long gone. Sorry about that, you guys. My son lost something and I had to come immediately. So, yeah, so anyway, this, I used Briggs and Little yarn for this in a non-superwash. This is real stuff, you guys. But look at these cables. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? I love that braid. I love that particular pattern. And then there is another slightly wider cable on the back. So as you knit up, you then introduce this lattice pattern, and when you look at it, the cable here splits, and the two cables, the two other arm cables now become the back of the neck, and this cable here becomes the front of the neck. And you continue down the other arm, and then you're going to basically, you're working short rows right across here to I think about here, maybe somewhere around here, and then it's just straight knitting down to the bottom, and then you work on your cuff, which you then sew in at the end. And there it is. There's my sweater. I really, really love this so much. Cabling is one of my favorite things to do. I talked about that in my last episode, how much I love keeping track of all the charts. And when I was knitting this is way before podcasting, or at least podcasting in my world. I basically would just sit there in front of the TV with all of my little markers and dangling from the sweater to keep track of my rows. I'm just going to keep panning so you can see it. And this little beauty is the result. I might knit this again because I had so much fun, and I would actually, I know I would definitely make it longer in here, and of course change the message. I'd put something else equally fun in the hem. But there it is, you guys, and there's the book again. There just wasn't enough time. There wasn't enough time, and I didn't get it done, but I did find someone there. Her name is Mary. She's from England, but currently living in New England. I believe she's in Massachusetts right now, and she here is her sweater. As we were walking in, my friend Carolyn said, "Oh my gosh, there is an acorn sweater," and it was just amazing. And then I lost sight of her, but I ran into her again. As you saw, I included a little bit in a picture of us in the montage. It's not that clear, but we're there. And I said, I have to get a picture of your sweater so at least people will know what it looks like finished. And the incredible part, she spun all of the yarn for her own sweater. One day I will do that. I do have a wheel, and one day that is on my bucket list, to spin enough yarn to make a garment. Right now I'd be happy with socks, I'd be happy with a hat. I think a sweater quantity, that's ambitious, that's a lot. But she spun it all herself. This is the kind of talent, this is the kind of expertise and talent and dedication that you are around all weekend long. It's just breathtaking. It's just amazing. So yeah, so I'm not going to show you my unfinished sweater. I got the body done, and I got about, I don't know, a quarter of the way on a sleeve. Kind of pathetic. But hopefully I will get that done in the next week or so. I've actually gravitated back to socks because I missed my sock knitting, and I just needed to get back to it to sort of take the edge off of that, post Rhinebeck blues. But I do actually I have several whips, but again, I've shown a lot of them to you. I haven't been very productive on the knitting front, which will change by episode 4, I promise. But I do have a finished object for you today, so I'm gonna go grab that. Hold on a sec. So my finished object are my September socks, and they're done, guys. Wait, I'm gonna pull back a little bit so you can see them. Hold on, hold on. Here they are. Aren't they just amazing? Look at these. Let me hold them from up here. Oh, look at that. They're done. I love them so much. Again, this yarn is Autumn Leaves. It's a tweed. It has Donegal tweed in it, and it is the yarn is made by Lay Family Yarns, and I did a contrasting, here, let's come in a little bit. I did a contrasting cuff, heels, and the toes, and that is Malabrigo sock in their Cordovan colorway. I tend to use Malabrigo Cordovan because I think it's just a gorgeous, perfectly tonaled brown. And I also use their natural colorway, which is not a flat, like dead white, but it's not super creamy either. It's just, to me, that's like the perfect white for, again, either contrasting or to add as an accent for socks or anything else that you're doing. I used 2.2 high sharps, 2.25 millimeter needles. That is my go-to needle. And this was 64 stitches, plain vanilla sock. They are top down. I used a Fish Lips Kiss heel. Right there. There it is. Look at that. Just perfect. I love a Fish Lips Kiss heel. Okay, and yes. Okay, I watched the Kirby Worry video 3 times, and I'm going to cut into my sock. I'm ready. I know I've talked about it. I'm psyching myself up. I'm going to cut into them, and those will be finished by episode 4. I can't wait to show you. And I might put up a little video just, of me doing a shot of whiskey, because I know I'm going to need it after that, because after that first snip. Although watching the video, it really looks easy. So, okay, we'll talk about those. That'll be done, episode 4. Stay tuned. So, my socks, they are done. I couldn't love them anymore. The blockers, these are my sock blockers. I really love these. They're super easy. You know what? I'll put one down and just take off the sock so you can see the blocker. Here, let's pull back a little bit. I usually have them hanging here when they're not in use. And just a general, I believe it's Bryson does these, but I ordered these from Loop in London because I wanted something from Loop of London. I needed something from there. I probably could have gotten them for far less if I'd ordered them locally or picked them up locally, but saved on shipping. But you know what? It's all okay, and I'm happy, and they make me happy. So yep, here are my sock blockers. So that's the only finished object I have. I'm sorry. Don't be mad. I promise episode 4. Way more knitting. But I do have a couple of other things to show you, so hang on one more second. So rather than go through each thing one at a time, holding them up here, I am just going to insert a video right here of the haul. What did I buy at Rhinebeck? Because there are 2 questions. What did you buy? What are you wearing? Who were you wearing? What yarn did you use? Actually, 3 questions. What sweater are you wearing? What yarn did you use? And how much did you buy? I actually behaved myself. I tried to be very, very good this year because I'm going to Vogue Knitting Live and actually taking classes, which I haven't done in ages. I'm actually taking classes in January. But again, more on that later. So I had to save my pennies and be a good girl. But that video is coming to you right now. So here is the haul, you guys. A gorgeous tea towel by Fat Squirrel Speaks. That's Amy Beth. I also picked up the Minnesota 52 book, which I'm very, very excited about. And Matterroot, Maine was up there. And I got a project bag and a notebook and that project bag is going to be part of a giveaway. Yay! We'll talk about that later. And one of my favorite finds was this absolutely priceless Elizabeth Zimmerman pin. That was also from Amy Beth of Fat Squirrel Speaks. I actually bought 2 of those. I had tears in my eyes when I saw it. And then these absolutely stunning colorways by Legacy Fiber Arts. This is the Mayor. These 2 are the Edward Scissorhands collection. This is the Mayor, and this is Edward Scissorhands, both on steel toes. And this is the Needles Up colorway. Just, oh my god, look at that, you guys. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Oh my gosh, those colors are just incredible. And, of course, we have sock blanks by Andy. Look at these. Here is, let's open this up so you can see it. This is, of course, the Needles Up blank. Isn't that just incredible? Oh my gosh, look at that, you guys. And then let's just gently put this to the side. Then I saw this one, and the Harry Potter lover in me just said, oh yeah, you have to, I have to. Look at that. Oh, I can't even get over it. It's owls, and it's just beautiful. I may cast this on for the Christmas Eve cast on that's usually hosted by Little Bobbins. We'll see. That kind of looks Christmassy to me, like vintage Christmas. We'll see. But anyway, let's make this one a little neater. Okay. But that's it, you guys. I tried very, very hard to behave myself. You know what? Let's go back up to this tea towel, because I really want to open that up for you to see. It is not just a tea towel. Dun, 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 dun. It's also a calendar. Oh my god. Look at that. Excited doesn't even come close. That is going to hang on the wall behind me, and you'll be able to see that during my podcast. I was so excited. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw it. So yep, that's the haul, you guys. I know, right? Beautiful stuff. I'm so happy with everything that I got. And I really made a point to focus on Needles Up, just because I knew that there were a lot of things there that I wanted, and shopping at Rhinebeck can be very overwhelming. There's barn after barn after barn, and building after building after building of yarn and fiber, and it's, for me anyway, I try very hard not to impulse buy, because you know, you buy 10 skeins of something and then you get home, you may not even have a plan when you buy it, and I get home and then I look at it and say, I changed my mind, or I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. So what I sometimes do is I'll take a business card from a particular stall, and I'll write down the things that I was looking at or things that caught my eye, or now I'll even take a picture of it sometimes, and if I want it, I know that I can always order it later. Then I can go home and think and look at patterns and everything, and then make my decisions later. That helps me a lot with not... The phone's ringing. Oh dear, hold on a moment. Sorry about that, guys. My phone never rings. Of course it would ring while I'm recording. I'm recording, people. So I kind of lost my train of thought, but you know what? I'm just going to keep going. What I did want to talk about briefly was a couple of things that I did buy that I just wanted to focus on that just meant the world to me. I wanted to talk a little bit more about this. Look at this, guys. Can you see? Wait, there it is. There it is. That is an incredible pin. It is Elizabeth Zimmerman's likeness with a little ball of yarn and needles. This was at Amy Beth's booth at Needles Up. She is the Fat Squirrel Speaks on Instagram as well as her podcast. I was just browsing and this was right at eye level, and I saw it and paused and actually gasped when I saw it. And Amy's mom was standing there and she's like, "Hi, can I help you?" And I said, I just need a minute. It's an Elizabeth Zimmerman pin. Oh my gosh. I said, what booth is this? And I didn't even realize what booth I was standing in front of. And she says, "Oh, these were done by my daughter Amy." And I said, "Your daughter, where?" And Amy was standing right off to my right, and I walked over to her with the pin and I went, pins, you have Elizabeth Zimmerman pins. I said, I've been watching your podcast thanks to Sue, and I love you even more. And she's like, both of us were just kind of looking at each other going, it was so great. And then we started comparing notes to, well, what videos do you have? And well, I have this video and I have this DVD and I have this. And I told her, well, I've attended knitting camp. Whoa. And then I said, I even have her PBS series on VHS. She said that was pretty hardcore. I think it's pretty hardcore too. I am such a devout follower, devout fan. I can't even begin to tell you. Again, which takes me back to the sweater that I wore, the hand-to-hand pullover, and it's in the book Knitting Around, and I just love it. I'm so glad that she was one of my first teachers so that I was able to knit fearlessly, read my knitting, knit confidently, not worry so much about the pattern, and if the numbers don't always work, you could either increase or decrease here or there. This woman just means the world to me, and I'm so excited for the fact that I'm actually going to be taking a class with her daughter Meg Swanson in January at Vogue Knitting Live. Oh my god. So excited. So this was a highlight. I bought 2 of these, as I said in the video. One is on my project bag, and I'm keeping this one because, God forbid, the other one gets damaged, falls off. I'm even afraid to keep it on my knitting bag because I don't want to lose it. It means that much to me, but yeah. So the other thing that I got that I really loved was this little progress keeper. And okay, my camera is not focusing too well, but I hope you can see it. It's by Sucra Miniatures, and it is a cookie with little sheep on it. Little sheep, you guys. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. There's nothing more to say. It's a cookie with sheep on it. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's just amazing. And the other thing that I've not stopped loving and will be probably on almost all my future pairs of socks is this gorgeous little progress keeper from Legacy Fiber Arts. Wait, stop wiggling. There it goes. That says, wait, is that going to focus? I hope it focuses. Please focus. Maybe. There it is. It says needles up with needles that are up. I love this little thing. They were giving them away for free, and I grabbed more than 1, maybe 2. All right, I grabbed 5. I hope that's okay, Sue. Chelsea, don't be mad at me. They said free, and I love them so much. And I want to use one. One will definitely be a part of. Okay, maybe 2. I won't be greedy. It will be a part of. Oh dear, I hit the box. Oh no. Earthquake. That was a bad one. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're good now. One will be a part of my upcoming giveaway because I'm thinking of doing an Elizabeth Zimmerman cowl. I'm sure someone's done it already, but I'm hoping to do one in another couple of weeks to get that started. But again, more on that later. So hold on. I am going to pause for just a second. I'll be right back. So another acquisition. Now, what's really amazing is, and I think it's just serendipity. Is that the right phrase to use, the right word to use? You are at an event, you're having an amazing time, you are shopping, you're mingling, you're eating, you're having a ball. You get home, and of course, again, the blues set in. But you know what's really awesome? When you get home and there's yarn in your mailbox from shopping that you did weeks and weeks ago. What timing? What amazingly perfect timing. Happy mail in your mailbox to take the edge off of the return home. I couldn't plan this, people. It just happened. Oh my goodness gracious. So I got a skein of, wait. Okay, all together now. This is by, look at that, Gauge Dye Works. Oh my gosh, the colorway is all together now. I saw, look at this, look at that, look at those colors. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that. It is a self-striping yarn. I can't wait to cast this on. I'm gonna put a picture here of a pair of socks that Tracy, it was just Tracy on Instagram, And she's one part of the Grocery Girls. I saw this yarn on one of their podcasts and thought, what do I have to do to get some of this? And I signed up for the newsletter, which really works. People sign up for the newsletter. If there's a yarn that you're waiting on, it will come in the mail. You will get your newsletter in the email, grab it, go straight to the shop, and I can't guarantee, but there is a very strong chance that you will get what you want, and that is exactly what I did to get this beauty. Oh, just look at that. Just amazing. You know what? I think it works better to do it here since there's white space. I think you can see it a lot better. Okay, you know what? Podcasting, learning as I go. So here it is. It's gorgeous. And I've got one more that also came in the mail. This is by Nomadic Yarns. Put it over here. Zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. Look at that. It's going to take up the whole screen. Is it going to focus? I don't know. Okay. This is called Mischief Managed. The Harry Potter fan in me, just, how could I leave this? Look at and it's earthy. It's so earthy. Look at these colors, you guys. Here, let's shift a bit. All of these browns and the creams. There's black and gray in there. Oh my word. I just love this so much. And this is called a gobstopper, I believe. When it's a big ball like this. Here, let's just make that neat. Oh, whatever you call it. It's beautiful, whatever you call it. It's just, I love this. I can't wait to cast this on. This may wait though. I may hold off because I've got a couple other sock whips. But then again, I might not because it's so beautiful. I may just have to cast on right away. I don't know. We're knitters. We have to just knit all the things all the time. And something else that came. Now this came actually 2 days before Rhinebeck. But again, Happy Meal, because Happy Mail. My son, Happy Meals are a big part of our life. It's Happy Mail, and I got this incredible bag from Little Skein in the Big Woods, and it's just, look at that, you guys. Wait, let's turn it around. Look at this. It's called Rhinebeck Celebration. It is my new favorite. Look at that. Look, let's go in a little bit. Oh, put it over here. There we go. There we go. It is my new favorite project bag. Look at this. It's got sort of a canvasy bottom. Look at that. It's apple cider donuts. It's sheep in scarves and the beautiful trees with the leaves falling and blowing. This bag sums up Rhinebeck. It's right here. Rhinebeck in a bag. And it's got a drawstring. So let's just open that up. And on the inside, currently my white birch socks are in there. And look at this lining fabric. Isn't that just beautiful? I'm not usually a green fan, but this is just so perfect. I think it's so beautiful. And it came with a little loop here, so you could hang like a lanyard on it, but I decided to hang a little carabiner that I had lying around the house. And I can actually hang it from my jeans or my handbag as I'm walking, and I can knit. I usually wear knit on the go bags that just sort of drape over your arm, and those are amazing, but on multiple occasions I have had that on my wrist and reached over something and accidentally bumped into something or knocked something over. It limits your hands just a little. I mean, I know it's knitting on the go, but I wanted something that was a little bit more out of the way, so this is the perfect solution. And I think I'm going to I'm going to work on maybe making a bag this size, maybe a click smaller, but this carabiner, absolutely love it. So yeah, this is my Rhinebeck bag. Let's cinch that back up. I love that sound, but there it is in all its glory. Let's look at those sheep one more time. I just love this bag so much. And I love that the bottom is black, so I can put it down and not really worry about it getting dirty. That's a plus. So yeah, let's check the notes. Let's hold on a second. I'm not gonna pause. I'm just gonna check my notes and keep going. So again, I think I'm gonna start to wrap up this episode. I want to say a huge, huge thank you to my dear friend Carolyn. This was her first Rhinebeck experience, and to watch her watching everything was just wonderful. She had such a great time. She got to meet people, her fans, which was really, really nice. People that follow her on Instagram are members of her group, and the scarf that she was wearing, the shawl slash scarf, was Water Arcade, and it was just stunning. And I want to insert a video here of her talking to people, sort of holding court as people are admiring her scarf, and to watch her face and how excited she was. It was just a moment, and I really just want to share that with you.
Oh, you know what? There are a lot of leftovers that I had that I just laid out
Nice.
to.
That's so pretty.
This is a find your fave baby.
It's actually pretty. We'll walk through here and then go down to that cute sheet.
Can you say happiness? Happiness is, once again, speaking to people that speak your language and enjoying yourself. It's really priceless. It really, really is. To those of you that could not attend Rhinebeck, and I know a lot of you couldn't, and it's mixed feelings seeing all of this footage and all of the pictures on Instagram, and people posing with people. I know it can be a little bit much. I don't think it's done. I know it's not done to make anyone jealous. It's just to share the joy of this experience, to sort of include those that can't be there, just make you feel a part of this really amazing event. Again, I want to thank people that came up to me to say hello, people that I took pictures with, again, all the knitters and the podcasters that were so gracious and took the time to talk, and really just happy to see you and happy to share things with you, as I'm happy to share this podcast with all of you. I'm having such a great time, and you all are making it even more fun. Again, the encouragement and support is just making me love this so very much, and I can't wait for future episodes. There's so much more to share with you and talk about, and I promise to be back really, really soon. I hope you all have a wonderful week or 2 weeks. I'm hoping to be making this maybe a week and a half. I think a week is a little too much for me, just with normal day-to-day and the kids and husband and everything else, but I don't want to be away as long as 2 weeks either, so I'm thinking maybe a week and a half. That's what I'm gonna aim for. Man plans and God laughs, so we'll see what happens, but I will be back with you all very, very soon. If you enjoyed this episode, please, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe down below. Please leave comments. Again, I love, love, love reading them. You have no idea how much I enjoy reading them. I am still responding to all of them. I did get a new phone, and I'm really happy about that. I think the quality will be better, although, despite the gray day. I will be getting a new computer soon, but not quite yet. So I've been using my husband's computer, but while he was away, I didn't get a chance to continue responding to comments, but I will now that he's back. So again, please leave a comment. Please let me know what you think. I love hearing from you all. And I hope you have a really, really good week, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you all so much. Take care. Bye.